Hey there YouTube, Fallout here, and we have a really big, informative, weapons-focused TWAB today. I'm going to play the entire live read that we did on our Twitch channel today. It's a very long video, but I'm going to go ahead and put chapters down below in the timeline on this YouTube video. So if you only care about learning about the weapon crafting system, you only care about the exotic weapon buffs, you only care about whatever, check the chapters down below in the timeline. But before we get going, pull up a chair and get cozy, everybody, because I'm about to tell you a little bit about Prime Gaming. Real ones already know, but for those who don't, Prime Gaming is a program from Amazon that offers you a bunch of top shelf stuff, including free games, a free Twitch subscription every month, and free in-game loot for some of your favorite games. Prime Gaming is included free with an Amazon Prime membership, meaning you could already be sitting on these benefits right now if you've got Amazon Prime. Prime Gaming includes free in-game content for over 30 games. You can even download free PC games to keep every month, and as I mentioned, you get a free Twitch subscription to your favorite streamers on Twitch, hint hint, which you can use every month. February's free games include Stellaris, Ashwalkers, A Survival Journey, As Far as the Eye, Double Kick Heroes, Galazo, Soccer League, and more. And also claim free in-game items right now for Dead by Daylight, which I've been playing a ton of lately. I'm picking up the Blight Seething Ice outfit. All I do is click claim and bam, they give me a code for the outfit. I open up Dead by Daylight and redeem my code. It's that easy. Do yourself a favor, guys, for real. Click the link down in the video description to sign up today for Prime Gaming and claim all of Prime's amazing offerings. Free monthly games, free drops for your favorite games, and even free Twitch subscriptions. What is not to love? Again, check the link in the video description and level up with Prime Gaming. All right, back to the content. Enjoy. This week at Bungie, February 3rd, 2022. This week at Bungie, we've got a lot going on. Hello and welcome to another installment of This Week at Bungie, our weekly source of news and chatter from around the studio. Nothing too wild happened this week, right? Just your normal Monday morning announcement of
Bungie joins Sony Interactive Entertainment.
SIE. Well, okay, that is kind of a big deal. If you haven't heard much about it, well, we've joined Sony Entertainment. There's a lot to unpack here, and we highly recommend reading through our announcement article from Bungie CEO Pete Parsons and our D2 Shared Vision article. Great. All right, Destiny 2, our shared vision. If you haven't read that, go check up on it. It's the same stuff. In the realm of D2, we don't expect you to notice much of a change in your day-to-day adventure as a Guardian. We aren't going to make Destiny 2 a platform exclusive. We're committed to a Destiny that you can play on your platform of choice, and that has the same great game experience regardless of what device you are using. We're going to continue developing amazing new worlds for multiple platforms, and we're more than excited about what potential this unlocks for us. If you haven't read our FAQ and our update from the dev team, please do so. So with that said, what else is going on? Well, it's February. We're less than 3 weeks away from the launch of the Witch Queen. Jesus. Did you see that we hit 1 million pre-orders? I did see that. Did you hear that, Savathun? 1 million Guardians would like a word. That's a lot of people. By the way, a lot of people. We also had a kick-ass gear trailer go live on Tuesday. That is true. Have you seen it yet? Well, even if you have, we're going to embed the video right here if you want to watch it again. I did a little breakdown of the trailer on the YouTube channel. Check that out if you want to watch that. You might have noticed there was a quick little glimpse into weapon crafting at the top of the video. Yep, well, let's take a moment to walk through it. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Okay, no, not just the video, but crafting is a feature. Dude, hell yeah. After, we'll follow the TWAB tradition of digging into the nitty-gritty of the sandbox balance, patch notes, and a quick preview. Just kidding, this TWAB is 6,000 words. Okay, let's keep going. Welcome to the Enclave. Ooh, good call. Savathun is building an army of Hive. These aren't just any Hive, mind you. They've become the Lucent Brood. How could that happen? How could this happen to me? What will the Vanguard do as we begin to question the line between light and dark? As you begin to unravel the mystery and battle the Witch Queen's brood, you will discover the Enclave. This will be your destination for weapon crafting. Crafting a legendary weapon from scratch ain't a simple matter. Finding patterns, think weapon blueprints, collecting materials and building your weapon is the starting point. After crafting your tool of destruction, you'll begin to unlock its full potential through combat. Beginning your quest to craft. Early in the Witch Queen campaign, you'll be given an introductory quest that runs you through the ins and outs of crafting. In the first and second missions of Witch Queen, free to all players, Guardians will uncover the Deep Sight ability and be introduced to the Enclave. It's an interesting picture right there. They have this and a bunch more pictures on the Bungie press kit, by the way, if you didn't know that already. This is where you'll begin to shape your first glaive, a brand new weapon archetype being introduced in Witch Queen. All of the necessary materials will be provided for your first crafted weapon, but you'll also be given a short tutorial on how to find these materials for future crafting. A subset of weapons and archetypes will be craftable from the get-go, but more will be added in the future. Okay, so they will give you all the stuff for the first weapon. Interesting, and a little tutorial. Okay. In order to shape your future tools of destruction, you'll need to do a little bit of research first. Patterns are your first requirement. Some will be acquired through quest completion, while others will be earned by completing various gameplay objectives. Once you've earned your desired pattern, it can be crafted at any time with the required materials. Really? Okay, now it's all about the mix things. Oh, check this out. Shaped weapon, come to pass, auto rifle, solar primary weapon. Okay, well, new auto rifle here. So we got the barrel. Yeah, you got every perk picked out here. Impact, range, stability. They just tell you everything. Okay. After reaching the Enclave, whatever, and crafting your first glaive, randomly rolled weapons throughout the game have a chance to drop with a new ability, Deep Sight Resonance. This will be used as you begin to target specific traits to craft. As an example, if you find a Deep Sight Resonance legendary auto rifle with the Rampage perk, you can complete an objective and extract the essence of the perk to then craft a weapon with Rampage or another perk that will increase damage. Or another perk that increases damage? You mean like kill clip and stuff? Okay, interesting. Goofy looking Titan there. Pictured, a Guardian holding Deep Sight Resonance weaponry, noted by red borders. Interesting. Okay. So I guess those types of weapons are going to be very important. The Deep Sight Resonance stuff. You got to keep your eye peeled for that. Okay, here we have a Deep Sight SMG. This weapon possesses a resonance detectable by your Deep Sight ability. Use this weapon in combat or to complete activities in order to attune to this resonance and extract materials useful for shaping weapons. Attunement progress, 0%. Activity completions and usage of the weapon will progress the Deep Sight Resonance. So it doesn't seem too difficult to level up then. If all you have to do is just use the weapon. Is that headstone on an SMG? Interesting. Okay, moving on. A Deep Sight Resonance weapon with no progress ready to be attuned through combat. Okay. And now we have it's completed. Extract the resonance elements from this weapon. Cool. Pictured a Deep Sight weapon with full progress. Essence ready to be extracted. Like current weapons, not every weapon pattern will be compatible with every trait, but you'll have a good list of traits to mix and match as you customize a given weapon to your desired specifications. It doesn't stop there. Through the Enclave, you'll also be able to kick things up a notch and enhance your traits to strengthen their flavor. Leveling your weapon and enhanced traits. Once a weapon is crafted, Guardians may begin to increase its level by using it in activities and by defeating enemies. This is where the bulk of your crafting playtime will be. The more you use your weapon, the faster you'll unlock its full potential. Enhanced stats and traits can be unlocked when reaching higher levels, granting slight bonuses to your weapon's capabilities. Our goal through the system is to give players a reason to invest in their weapons far beyond what masterworking could offer in the past. Each weapon can now act as a long-tail pursuit as you look to make your freshly crafted weapon the best it can be. How about that? High impact frame. Enhanced intrinsic requires weapon level 7. Look at all this. It sounds like they're doing it similar to D1, which I think is a smart idea. It can be intimidating to start making decisions on how to build your weapon, so we are also giving you the ability to reshape your crafted weapons in the Enclave if you want to mix up the components of your weapons after you finish crafting them. You can switch up what barrel, mags, or traits you choose so you don't feel like you got locked down on one path forever. Shape, create a new weapon. Reshape, modify an existing weapon. Oh, damn, dude, I dig that. I really dig that. As Guardians begin to embrace the new system, you'll begin to see new legends rise. Some will prefer Hake and other Foundries. Others may dabble in new weapons from Redacted. We're excited to see which weapons you embrace. Mementos, while the majority of your crafting experience will be dedicated to mixing, matching, and enhancing traits, there is also an opportunity for a bit of customization when it comes to appearances and activity-specific trackers. At launch, one weapon memento will become available for players to earn through Gambit, unlocking a Gambit-themed appearance and tracker. Rank up your weapon to max level, head back to the Enclave, and apply your freshly earned memento for Sweet Flare. More of these will come online through Trials of Osiris and Grandmaster Nightfalls. We have more plans for mementos down the line and are excited to introduce a new endgame, rarity cosmetic item for players to chase as they build out their new arsenal of weaponry. Exotic crafting? Legendary weapons aren't the only thing that you'll be able to craft. What? The upcoming Osteo Striga exotic SMG, which you might remember from the trailer, and 3 class unique exotic glaives can also be crafted through the Enclave once you find their respective patterns, of course. Wow, okay, so not every exotic, but some exotics. Interesting. While legendary weapons can be crafted from the ground up, exotic crafting is more about fine-tuning something with a defined identity. You may have the opportunity to customize things like barrels or stocks while preserving the exotic look and feel. Looking for a longer range profile for the weapon or opting to shred through your enemies up close and personal? Through the Enclave, you can do that. All right, folks, we're at the end of our weapon crafting preview. That was sick. Will you have questions? Undoubtedly. Launch day of the Witch Queen is just around the corner, and we are excited to see what weapons you create. Don't worry, we aren't done with the TWAB just yet. We still have some exciting news regarding weapons to cover. Oh boy. Talking about tuning. Oh, Jesus. Tuning up, tuning down, tuning all around. Crafting is going to introduce an entirely new way to invest in a given weapon. When hunting for your new favorites, it's not just about the looks, but about the feels. Weapons feature lead Chris Proctor, I like that guy, is on deck to walk through some changes coming to weapons, perks, and archetypes in the Witch Queen. The team has been hard at work over the last few months to bring this to life, and we've got a lot to cover. If you're new to the Destiny sandbox or aren't too deep in the terminology and know-how, this can be a lot to process at first glance. While we know a few of our sandbox-minded community members will break this down through YouTube videos and write-ups, there's no shame in skimming this. Oh, hell no, we ain't skimming nothing. Sandbox is about feel, and you'll be getting your hands on these changes when the Witch Queen launches. If you're brave enough to take on the challenge of reading this in full, hell yeah, take it slow, get a little water. All right, here we go. From Pinnacle to Pursuit weapons. When Pinnacle weapons were introduced, they were tuned and presented as being best in-class weapons to act as rewards for players dedicated to a particular activity. They excited and motivated players, true, but they were expensive to build for legendary weapons and had some undesirable side effects, such as PvP Pinnacle weapons becoming mandatory in PvE, like the Recluse the Mountaintop, or becoming incredibly unpleasant to play against or so strong that no other weapons in the class could compete. Mountaintop, not forgotten. Sure. When we moved away from Pinnacle weapons, we didn't go into much detail, so we'd like to take a moment to clarify the move and introduce the Pursuit weapons for next season. The intent as of Season 12 is that a Pursuit weapon should be a solid weapon, roughly 70% of a, quote, god roll in its archetype, with perk options that work well in PvP and PvE, and which can be reliably obtained without a huge grind. These should act as a good starter weapon for both PvP and PvE, while leaving space for weapons from Pinnacle activities like Trials, Raids, and Nightfalls to exceed this potential. We generally ship a similar weapon with higher potential in the same season. Note, Salvager Salvo basically ignores this guideline. Whoops! But we really wanted to put Chain Reaction on a special ammo weapon and don't currently see a reason to touch it. Chain Reaction is going to be rare on special weapons, though. He said rare, but not limited to that one. Interesting. Continuing to read. Here's a quick breakdown of how each Pursuit weapon in Season 12 compares to the random rolled options currently in the game. A door is a good sniper rifle. Chat is really blowing up right now. I can't wait to get to whatever they're talking about. Adored is a good sniper rifle, but better sniper rifles shipped alongside or since. True, but I still like the Adored. The Salvager's Salvo Breach Grenade Launcher is a great room-clearing weapon, but doesn't have the utility of blinding grenades or auto-loading holster. True, so other legendary grenade launchers often take its place in the hardest content. Null Composure is an excellent fusion rifle, and even more so in the season after it shipped. and brought back the Reservoir Burst perk, but Plug 1 and Glacioclasm can also get Reservoir Burst. True, and Cartesian Coordinate has better options for DPS. The Ascendancy rocket launcher, it seems like they're talking about PvE a lot right now, brought back the Explosive Light perk, but Hothead can also get this and has other good perk options. And with that, why don't we take a look at the Reckless Endangerment Pursuit Shotgun. Ooh. Oh, I like it. That looks hot. Why does it have, what is this on the, I don't know what that is, but I like it. The weapon is coming in Season 16. Isn't that Witch Queen? Yeah. And introduces the new Steady Hand perk for a massive handling boost after a kill, plus Snapshot. Wait, Steady Hands, plural? Okay. And Snapshot, interesting. There are several other shotguns in the release with more sought after PvP and PvE perks. Origin traits. We've been talking about the difficulty of making different weapons of the same type feel unique for years at this point, and in the Witch Queen, we are doing something about it. Every weapon that is new or returning in the Witch Queen will have an origin trait determined by its source and a third trait column, including all new legendary weapons and the all returning Trials, Iron Banner, and Nightfall weapons. Origin traits will only appear on new drops of a weapon. They won't be retroactively added to old drops. These traits vary in effect, but the guideline is that they either have high uptime and medium power effects or low uptime and high power. There are 14 origin traits in total shipping in the Witch Queen and Season 16, and we expect to ship around 3 new ones every season. After Season 16, 1 for Season 17, 1 for the raid or dungeon, and 1 for the seasonal event until we have 1 for each event. Origin traits only appear on new drops of a weapon. They won't retroactively be added to old drops. Sounds like a different version of sunsetting. Chad, am I reading that correctly? When we refresh old weapons from a given source, for example, an existing raid or old pool of seasonal weapons, we may create a new origin trait at the same time. Here are examples. Trials, Alacrity, gain increased reload, stability, aim assist, and range when you are the last living member of your fire team or running solo. Extra reload, stability, 10 aim assist, and 10 range. It's a good perk. Solo includes Lost Sectors and Rumble. Interesting, includes Rumble. That would be a very good, wow. 10 aim assist and 10 range just for going into Rumble? Okay. Okay. Nightfall Strikes. Stunning Recovery. Stunning a champion partially refills your magazine, triggers health regeneration, and improves recovery for short duration. Gives 60 health immediately and 40 recovery for 3 seconds. Okay. Crucible. 1 quiet moment grants increased reload speed when out of combat. 40 reload stat when out of combat. Haven't dealt or received damage in 4 seconds. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that perk. Strikes. Vanguard Vindication. Final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of health. Small equals 7. That is very small. But I mean for PvE, sure. Anytime it makes sense due to the source activity, a weapon will have multiple origin traits selectable. For example, Nightfall weapons can select between Nightfall and Vanguard traits. Trials weapons can select between Trials and Crucible traits. The Pursuit weapon can select between the Gambit, Vanguard, and Crucible traits, since it can be acquired from any of these activities. One other case, see below. Weapon Foundries. Guardian, there was something I wanted to tell you. What was it? Banshee. Oh yeah, guns. I was cleaning out that locker back there. Banshee motions to a dust-caked storage container. Found a couple things you might be interested in. The Exo reaches into a crate next to him and pulls out a glistening Fugu? An Uwu 55 sniper rifle. A stack of shiny new Suros weapons, manufactured for the Red War by the looks of them. He peers down the sights of the rifle. Been years since I held a new Suros. Good balance, solid craftsmanship. This is damn fine work. To our credit, how would Banshee know if it's been years since he held a... I shouldn't make fun of Banshee, poor guy. Banshee stares off wistfully, seeming to forget you're there. His eyes snap back to you. What was I going to tell you? All right. Banshee uncrates more weapons. These were earmarked for Zavala, Drifter, and Shax. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll let you play with them. There's a lot more where that came from. Banshee gestures to a whole stack of crates swimming in a cloud of dust. Hand cannons, pulse rifles, Omelon, Hake, Vaste. You're going to have a ball. In Season 16, we are replacing the old world loot pool with 12 new weapons in the style of the D2 Year 1 Foundry weapon sets. 3 weapons, each from the Suros, Omelon, Hake, and Vaste Foundries, plus 1 Foundry weapon each for Vanguard, Gambit, and PvP. Excuse me. Damn, a lot of old classics here. Pictured. I'm sure there's gonna a lot of people be like, recycled content. Any minute now, any minute. Okay. Pictured a handful of weapons you'll get in the legendary engrams on February 22nd. Not all are pictured, mind you. You know, I don't mind if it's recycled content if they're completely refreshing like the perk pools and all that shit. Like, it doesn't bother me. I just want loot that I can use rather than old garbage loot, which is just bad. Each weapon will come with a Foundry origin trait themed around that Foundry's personality. Suros. Suros Synergy. Reloading grants this weapon bonus handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short time. Reduces flinch. You have my attention. 40 handling, 20% flinch resist for 6 seconds after reloading. Oh yeah, dude, that's over. Yeah, I'm rocking that. That's really good. Hake. Hake Breach Armaments. This weapon deals increased damage against vehicles, turrets, barricades, and stasis crystals. Okay, cool, but not what I'm looking for. 15% to vehicles, 30% to structures and turrets, okay? Omelon Fluid Dynamics. This weapon has increased reload speed and stability for the top half of the magazine. Oh, for the top half of the magazine. Take that, under pressure. Stability max extra 20, reload max 30, reduces the as the magazine gets lower. Interesting. Vaste. Stinger. Chance on damage to partially refill the weapon's magazine. That is interesting. I definitely am the most interested in Suros, by far. In addition to the Foundry origin trait, each Foundry weapons perk pools lean into that Foundry's identity. Big damage for Hake, consistency for Suros, consistency for Suros, ability tie-ins, and weird stuff for Omelon. Never stop firing for Vaiste. Cool. Yeah, it looks pretty tight, dude. I'm about it. I'm definitely about it. Foundry weapons that drop from a source aside from the world pool can switch between the Foundry trait and that source's trait. This doesn't imply that Foundry weapons will be common outside the world pool. For example, a roll on the new Gambit Hake High Impact Auto Rifle, the Harrods C, might look like this. Corkscrew rifling, polygonal rifling, armor piercing rounds flared magwell in column 2, perpetual motion, focus fire, invader tracking, Gambit origin trait, Hake breach armaments, Hake origin trait, kill tracker, see below, range masterwork. Interesting. Tell me more about invader tracker, by the way. Tell me more. We know we haven't brought back all of your favorite Foundry weapon types, but don't worry. You can expect to see weapon Foundries receive new additions each season for the year, following the Witch Queen with some fun surprises thrown in later in the year. Global. All right, this is where the fun begins. Can we get a picture of Anakin? The rest of this section will be more of a patch note preview feel. A lot of bullets, not a lot of pictures. Doesn't matter. Use your imagination. Still have that snack and water handy? Nope. Feel free to take a moment and get a refill. Nope, we reading. I'm a streamer, damn it. Kill trackers were once one reason to masterwork a weapon, but we now see no reason to gate these behind masterworking. True. They'll be present by default on all weapons that shipped in Forsaken and later. Exotic weapons prior to Forsaken will be updated in a later release. Yes, this means masterworking should no longer be seen as mandatory, and we expect the +10 to a weapon stat, or +10 to a primary stat, 3 to other stats for adepts, to only matter to dedicated PvP players. Fair. That doesn't bother me. I know it bothers other people, and it doesn't bother me. We have no specific plans for changes to masterworking at this stage, but we'll revisit it later. Note that we did discuss gating the origin trait behind masterworking, but ultimately this wouldn't have achieved the goal of weapon differentiation for non-masterworked weapons. Smart. Following in the armor team's footsteps, weapon mods for legendary weapons are now free and instant to insert. POG. We believe that many pain points around special weapons in PvP are exacerbated by how easy it is to currently acquire special ammo. Yeah. And while we've touched it in the past, we're making a further adjustment now. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Players now only drop 1 special ammo on death or equivalent, no matter how much they were carrying. Wow. As long as they weren't completely empty. The maximum, chat is popping off right now. The maximum you can pick up off a special brick is 1 for shotgun, 1 for fusion rifle, 1 for sniper rifle, or equivalent for other weapons. Scavenger mods add to this as normal, but we will be evaluating their place in PvP in the future. Man, you almost had me up until that last part. Yeah, Scavenger is already high viability armor mod, and it just went up again. It's pretty much mandatory for PvP now, so you can still get probably 2 per brick, because you only get 1 for regular, no matter how much they were carrying. So it's a step in the right direction, but you're still, yeah, like everybody's going to be in PvP with a Scavenger mod. But they will be evaluating in a future season. Okay, players quickly found another way to execute the quick swap glitch. Yup. So we fixed another animation cancel, lol. Archetypes. Season 15 fusion rifle rework had a lot of moving parts, rapid fire, precision, and adaptive. Fusions came out of this different, but all quite strong. Yeah, that is true. But high impact fusions are hurting. Big time, bro. We've definitely seen all fusion rifle subfamilies occupy different roles and want to maintain the large difference in charge time to keep these distinct for now. So we're nudging damage up to make it easier for these to land kills at range in PvP, and we are bumping the PvE damage scaler. That said, we'll keep an eye on how they're doing and may adjust charge time down a smidge in a future release. Increased high impact fusion rifle damage per bolt from 62 to 64. Doesn't look like a lot, but it allows more rolls to cross bolts to kill thresholds, okay? Increased high impact fusion rifle PvE damage from 15 to 20%. I know I may be rolling into the day 1 Witch Queen raid with a fusion rifle. We like that the crowd control capabilities of breach grenade launchers in PvE have taken off, but as it stands there, isn't a meaningful trade-off for the added utility that blinding or concussion grenades give you, and it's unreasonable that a way to really annoy other players in PvP can also one-shot them. Reduced blinding and concussion grenade damage by 25%. Yeah, you know what? That is smart, and I will still use breach grenade launchers in PvE, because even with that massive damage reduction, they're still hella good. Hella good. Rocket launchers. Rocket launcher subfamilies have lacked meaningful differences for a while now, and their free tracking precisions are flat out better, true, so we're pushing them further apart by adjusting damage. We may take a deeper look at rocket launchers later. Damage adjustment by subfamily. Precision, 0.95 times. High impact, 1 time. Adaptive, 1.05. And aggressive, 1.05. We took a big swing at sniper rifle aim assist based on zoom in Beyond Light, and having seen this play out, are revisiting the tuning on the zoom-based aim assist scaling. Low zoom snipers got more of an aim assist reduction than they needed. Oh boy. And high zoom snipers are getting some pretty silly headshots right now. Yeah, has anybody seen me play with the occluded finality Iron Banner sniper? I get headshots with that thing that are like illegal. Reduced variance in aim assist scaling between low 35 zoom and high 60 zoom snipers. Cone angle scaler increased by 25% on low, reduced by 9% on high zoom. Got it. Okay, so they're kind of a little bit of an overcorrection that they had there. All right. Pulse rifles take slightly too long to kill red bar enemies in PvE. We are buffing their damage versus miners by 10%. Nice. But if you want exotic pulse rifles to feel better at this, oh boy, keep reading. Oh god, okay. Exotic weapons. Exotic primary weapons and trace rifles aren't sufficiently stronger than legendaries for them to be worth bringing into hard PvE content, particularly against miners. Note that this damage change applies to all exotics that use primary ammo and includes most secondary effects, i.e. perk triggered explosions, okay? Increased damage versus miners in, oh my God, in PvE by 40%. Wow. All exotic primary weapons? 40%? Did you hear that, Anno? 40%. Wow. Okay. Where's that DMT? Where's that Vorpal DMT at? Chaperone is a terror in PvP. Called it. Particularly with the nerf to pellet shotguns and the reduced frequency of grenade and melee abilities, and it outperforms some weapons that ought to be good counters to it. For example, sidearms, yeah, and SMGs. Reduced passive range buff from 2 meters to 0.5 meters. Oof. Rip Chaperone. It'll still be really good, but that does hurt. Duality is in a similar place to Chaperone. Yeah, but it's not quite as rangy. Agreed. On the other hand, its exotic trait shipped with the constraint that it would wipe on reload to make it harder to chain. Having seen it in action for a while now, we don't think that limitation needs to be there. Reduced passive range buff in slug mode from 1.25 oof to 0.5. Pellet mode unchanged. The on Black Wings damage buff is no longer cleared on a reload. Interesting. Okay, Teraba is extremely strong as it is. Oh boy, we found that out today. But it currently demands complete commitment with no weapon switching. This constraint is a bit harsher than it needs to be. Is it? So we've loosened it without removing it entirely. Also, while the duration extension when damaging players did actually function in PvP, it was so subtle. Subtle? That players kept reporting it was bugged, so we bumped it up. They're buffing Teraba? You're kidding me. The gun that we just got crotch kicked with in Rumble like 5 times. Okay, now reduces perk progress by half instead of clearing it on a weapon stow. Increased Ravenous Beast duration. Oh God, increases for damaging a player slightly. Wow. Okay, well, get ready for a lot of Teraba in Witch Queen. Get ready for a lot of Teraba. Ruinous Effigy has been overdue for a look at its Beyond Light nerf, the nerf to damage dealt while guarding. So we're rolling that back. Note that the player part of that nerf was to the airborne standard melee attack, and this has not been touched. Increase the damage dealt by guarding with a transmutation sphere by 66%. Okay. Transmutation sphere multi-kills now count for orb generation and armor mods. Cool. Good news for all of you out there who like to meme on people. Luminous stats just don't compare with other 140 RPM adaptive hand cannons, and its usage reflects that. So we're updating these alongside, oh boy, some of the legendary hand cannons that also used to be 150 RPM. You're kidding me. Increased range from 44 to 59. Increased base stability. Wow. I would never expect that. They mentioned, sorry, Thorn fans. We're not going to give it a buff. I don't expect it to. Thorn's really good. I'm calling it right now. You know who's going to be really happy about the Lumina change? Cammy. Cammy is already quite keen on the Warlock Lumina strategy for PvP. That's a good buff. That's a good buff. I might use a little bit more Lumina next season. No joke. Ager Scepter initial implementation used super regen scalers, which had very weird effects and activities that also had scalers. So we've rebuilt it to turn off regeneration while active and have implemented a slower drain using a different method. Fixed being able to activate or continue using empowered mode while suppressed or stasis encased. Rebuilt the perk. Used to modify supercharge rate. Now freezes super recharge and deducts super directly, fixing several issues with activities that change charge rate and outliers for recharge based on intellect stat. Super should now drain more slowly while empowered. Dead Man's Tale. Feels good to use on both mouse, keyboard, and controller now, and we don't want to go back to it feeling unreliable, but it's far too good. Agreed. Agreed. Reduce the catalyst hipfire rate of fire from thank God. Reduced it from 150 RPM to 130 RPM. Good. Fuck DMT. Good weapon, strong, fun. It's been way too good for way too long. Just all you got to do is spam hipfire. It's just silly. Like, yeah, just good. Golf clap. Big golf clap. Ooh, Lorentz Driver and Arbalist remain fairly hard to counter in PvP. Here we go. One common complaint is how easily they can shoot through flinch. We'll be keeping an eye on these moving forward and have another change planned if needed. Increased flinch received. Golf clap in the chat. Chat popping off right now. Forerunner's ammo economy was fairly conservative when we shipped 30th anniversary, but having seen how it's used in PvP, we believe it would benefit from gaining a little more ammo per special brick. Really? Okay. Increased ammo pickup from a special brick from 2 to 3 and from 4 to 5 with a scavenger mod. Wow. Okay, I might be using more Forerunner moving forward. Legendary weapons. Several legendary weapons have out-of-band stats, either to their benefit, detriment, or a bit of both. While infusion caps were still around, this was okay because they would cycle out eventually, but now the weapons remain viable in all activities indefinitely, and the solution is to adjust outliers to be in band, as mentioned in the February 2021 State of the Union address. Hand cannons, oh boy. The band for legendary 140 RPM hand cannon aim assist ends at 84. And this looks really... So you're telling me there's a cap? Let me keep reading here. And this extreme should be for a hand cannon from a pinnacle activity like a raid or trials. But when 150s were converted to 140, many of their stats were either too low or too high. We're adjusting the stats of these to be within the standard ranges, up or down, as follows. An overall buff, really, in most cases. Dire Promise. Oh, I see. I think that's a fair trade. +4 range, +3 stability, -4 aim assist. Waking Vigil, +6 range, +5 stability, -3 aim assist. Jack Queen King. Why are they mentioning that gun? +3 range, +3 stability, -8 aim assist. Spare Rations, +4 range, +4 stability, -9 aim assist. I am wondering why they are mentioning Jack Queen King and Spare. I could just be limited to people who use them even though they're sunset, but it does make me wonder. Anyway, I think that's a good change. Yeah, hand cannons have a buttload of aim assists. Yeah, I'd be happy with more range, less aim assist. Make people aim for those headshots a little bit better. Okay, Fellwinter's Lie intrinsic perks makes it far too consistent. Golf clap and lethal compared to similar shotguns, and it's had plenty of time to shine. +15% spread angle. Good call. Most of Ikelos SMG stats are wildly out of band for an aggro SMG, but it does suffer from having a low zoom, compared to other popular options. 1 zoom, -5 range, -7 stability, -8 handling, -5 aim assist. Woof. Typically, we don't adjust base stats on specific weapons at all post-ship, so we don't intend to do this regularly. Perks, we want players to be able to choose to build into hip firing more easily. Really? So we're adjusting the hipfire grip perk to support this. Now increases damage fall off, oh god, start and end distances by 20%, except on shotgun, sniper rifle, and fusion. I see. Adagio often felt like it changed a weapon subfamily to the next slowest rate of fire, but worse, particularly when comparing damage fall off. Increased duration of Adagio from 5 to 7 seconds. Increased damage bonus, except on bows and fusion rifles, from 25% to 30%. Now adds 10 range. Wow. Added a timer to the buff to make it easier to tell when it's going to expire. Wait a minute. Does this hip... Yeah, my chat just triggered a spark in my brain. The hipfire perk. Is that going to buff the last word? I could see that being received very poorly by the PvP community. Oh god. Yep, last word does come with hipfire grip. Oh, they are not going to be happy about that. Wow. Oh boy. Okay, get out your last words, controller people. MNK people, get ready to complain. Okay, back to the list here. Dual loader is okay on paper, but in practice, that reload speed is pretty painful. Reduced reload stat penalty from -50 to -35. Danger Zone felt pretty risky to use in some cases, resulting in a lot of self-damage. Reduced self-damage scalar for grenade launchers. Combined with the other scalars, this ends up reducing self-damage from 1.25 to 0.75. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I never used Danger Zone. Tap the trigger. They must have gotten all the letters from Merc in the mail. Tap the trigger is the meta-breaking perk on a particular fusion rifle. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. When stacked with other elements of this role, it makes fusion rifles much too stable. So much that we stopped putting it on fusion rifles, and then Squidface sold it a few times. With this change, we believe it's still quite a strong perk without being overpowered, so it's likely to appear on future fusion rifles. Note, we did try to reduce the stability from 40 to 20, but in playtest, the difference wasn't perceptible. On fusion rifles only, reduced stability bonus from 40 to 10. Changed max recoil angle scale from 0.5 to 0.875. Changed error angle scale from 0.9 to 0.975. Unchanged on all other weapons. Oh boy, that guy in Rumble that we fought, chat, Mitchie, with his firmly planted rangefinder roll, he's probably laughing his goddamn ass off right now. Headseeker didn't work as intended on aggressive burst pulse rifles because the buff's duration was too short. Yep. Sacred Providence is the only viable pulse rifle that benefits from this in Season 16. Although there is such a pulse in the season, it doesn't roll with Headseeker, but expect to see more in future seasons. Extend buff duration from 0.17 to 0.3. There we go. Okay, why don't we talk about Eager Edge? It's a lot of fun to use, but it can be used to do mind-blowing, environment-breaking things if used in particular ways when airborne. While the tuning below isn't meant to remove the fun factor, we have a fresh raid and other fun content coming in the Witch Queen and want to ensure that we retain the challenge behind our upcoming rewards. Breaking out of maps can be fun, but can easily remove the prestige and value of a given item or experience. Reduced lunge distance benefit while airborne by 25%. Woof. Now caps maximum player airborne velocity to a fairly high value while active. I understand why they're doing that. I think a lot of people will be sad about it, but I do understand. I do understand. Occasionally, we will shelve perks because they're not working for some reason, too strong or too weak. This means we won't put them on weapons in the future unless we change the perk. In many cases, we'd rather put design work into new perks than old ones, but there's a whole perks section here. Anyway, these perks are shelved. Some have been shelved for a while. Air Assault? Bottomless Grief and Celerity. Both were attempts to inject some uniqueness into trials, which we're now doing with origin traits. Fair. Underdog. Rip Cool Guy. Shield Disorient. And Air Assault. Yep, called it. That may get a redesign in a future season. Okay, fair. A lot of Underdog unrelenting memes in chat, I bet. The near future. In Season 17, we will have a set of PvP-focused weapon changes, including new ways for players to build for flinch resistance. Ooh, I like that. Good call. Okay, balance tuning for primary weapons. Looking at you. Pulse rifles, lightweights in particular. Wait a minute. What? Lightweight pulse rifles. Balance tuning? Who gives a flying about lightweight pulse rifles? Those never bother me. Those aren't even, are those even in the top 10? D2 trials report. What? Lightweight frame pulse rifles? Are people, maybe he says they're going to be stronger? Oh, I guess like I do clown a lot of people with the Darkest Before, but that's only like 1 or 2 guns. Yeah, the Darkest Before is hot, but like I don't really see it. I feel like hand cannons are way more. Okay, whatever. Special weapon tuning. Oh, there's a buff. You guys think that they're gonna buff? Okay, damn. All right, if they buff it, Darkest Before, I'll just glue it to my hand. Special weapon tuning. Snapshot feeling mandatory on snipers and PvP. Yeah, true. Other balance changes. Oh, wait a minute. Darkest Before is Darkest Before lightweight or rapid fire? I'm getting off track. My chat is yelling at me. Sorry. Darkest Before is not a lightweight. Oh, I see. Okay. The way they wrote it, I was like thinking they were going to change lightweights for being too strong. Clearly, they are going to change them to be better because no one uses them right now. I'm looking at my my vault, all the frame pulse rifles. Yeah, not okay. Moving on. Another PvP special ammo economy change if needed. Pretty much bet it will be. adjusting how zoom outliers, both low and high, affect the performance of a subset of weapons, i.e. the scope column shouldn't be the most important thing on a weapon. This could take various forms, but the intent is to bring both high and low outliers towards the average to the overall benefit of the weapon archetype. Okay, we are also adjusting several much requested exotics along with legendary perks. Okay, cheers to Proctor and the team. Yeah, hats off to Chris Proctor, good guy. And the team for that massive info dump. We will have a full roundup of patch notes on February 22nd when the Witch Queen goes live. Okay, Year of the Tiger. So we've covered what's coming with to Destiny with the Witch Queen in Season 16 and beyond. What's going on right now? Well, we have a celebration of the Lunar New Year. Some of you may have already noticed, but Eververse has been filled with wonderful new items. Yep. Cool shit. And we are raffling some of those emblems away today. These items will be available through next Tuesday reset, so snag them if they've caught your eye. We also have a few items from last year available for Bright Dust if you'd like to join the celebration. Prepare to launch a worm. TWAB is long, but the train ain't stopping yet. We got the old player support team. Okay. To prepare for launch of the Witch Queen, D2 will undergo scheduled downtime from 7 p.m. Pacific on February 21st to 9 a.m. Pacific on February 22nd. If you're listening, by the way, if you want to take off time from work or school or whatever, or a Witch Queen, strong recommend that you don't do it on February 22nd. Don't do it on Tuesday. Do it on Wednesday. The servers are going to get wagon circled, bro. They're going to get wolf packed. You're not going to get to be able to log in. Take off Wednesday. Don't take off Tuesday. Note from Dylan, as the TWAB is running pretty long, we'll do the math for you. It's 14 hours of downtime. Jesus. We hope you can use that time to get sleep, prep some tasty food, do whatever your heart desires. Good call before diving into the Witch Queen. With the announcement of 1 million Guardians already having pre-ordered, we're experiencing a bit of a queue as things open up. Please stay tuned. Cool. Preload up for the Witch Queen, planned to become available on platform beginning at 9 a.m. Pacific, February 21st. Stay tuned for further updates. With the end of the season approaching, the Shattered Realm seasonal activity has been updated to a daily rotation from a weekly rotation. Players who wish to complete triumphs, seasonal challenges, or seals associated with the Shattered Realm should make sure to do so prior to its removal of the Witch Queen on February 22nd. Oh, did I say 9 a.m.? 9 p.m., sorry. My apologies. Reading is hard, people. GM Nightfall catch-up node clarification. This past week, the next week in Destiny login message incorrectly indicated that the GM Nightfall catch-up node had just become active. The Grandmaster Nightfall catch-up node has been live and is currently available for players who completed the Conqueror seal to be able to gild their seal. Year 4 content vaulting. Oh boy. With the launch of the Witch Queen on February 22nd, certain activities, quests, destinations, and items from Season 12 to 15 and Forsaken will become unavailable to access. For full list of vaulted and deprecated content, please see our guide below. DCV. Yeah, all that garbage. Weapon cycling. The following weapons will be leaving the ritual rewards pool with the launch of the Witch Queen. Trials of Osiris. No more Igneous Hammer. No more Soulless Scar. Nightfall, the Swarm, Shadow Price, the Uwume RR4, and the Hung Jury SR4. All of them going bye-bye. Iron Banner, rip, the Multi-Mock. Quick note, we have confirmation that there will be one more Iron Banner before the Witch Queen. Definitely try to get a God Roll Multi-Mock. It is a top-shelf PvP weapon. Time War Inspire, Guiding Sight, Steady Hand. Players should make sure to claim all engrams and other rewards before the new season begins. Any rewards not claimed from ritual vendors, the Zavala, Shax, Drifter, Saint 14, will be removed at the end of the season. Known issues. While we continue investigating various known issues, here is a list of the latest issues that we are reported to in the help forum. Weapons do not successfully attach to Phoenix Protocol when stowed. RIP. For a full list of emergent issues in D2, you know what to do. All right. Movie of the week. Happy Thursday, Guardians. The days are flying by, but also taking forever on this road up to the Witch Queen. So this week we are staying short and sweet with our Movie of the Week winners. We got Happy Chinese New Year. I would play that, but again, don't know if it has copyrighted music or not. Don't want to get demonetized. Movie of the week, Saint has had enough. That looks good. Check that out for sure. Okay, artist of the week. Less than a month ago, you can... Oh, hippie. Dirty effing hippie on Twitter. Less than a month ago, you can feel the excitement in the air. And no, it's not just the 4 cups of coffee this morning. We've got some more art goodness from the community, this time with a little adorable wormy to celebrate one of our newest exotics. A cosplay that would make Crow both scared and intrigued. And another worm because, come on, it's just cool. Let's dive in. That is adorable. And, oh wow, damn. Great. Somebody drew that? Or is that cosplay? Okay. Yeah, they said cosplay, right? Yeah, cosplay. That's really good. Damn. Art of the week. Which queen PvP in a nutshell? I saw this on Twitter. Launching the worm onto somebody's face. Muffled screaming. Leal. Well, you've made it. Once again, a mega TWAB has landed and you've read every word. Or if you're on YouTube, you listened. Maybe almost every word. I know some of you skip the outros. I don't. Motherfucker. Between now and launch, we have a few more little things to cover in the TWAB, but we aren't expecting anything as long as this edition, really. These next few weeks will be your opportunity to rest up before the launch of our next expansion. Get some sleep, eat well, maybe even soak in some sunlight if the weather permits. Of course, you're going to maintain a healthy lifestyle after February 22nd. Right? Right? There won't be any moments where you think you'll do the dishes later, or I guess I can take out the trash next week while leveling up your brand new, freshly crafted weapons. You give me too much credit, Dylan. On a final, or is it Chris? Somber note. Before we go, we'd like to take a moment to honor one of our moderators. Oh, I did hear about this. We received tragic news over the weekend that Seraphim Crypto, one of our German community volunteers, has passed away. Words are incredibly difficult to find here. Seraphim has been among the Destiny community since the start, pitching in to help anyone who needed an assist or simply sitting back and relaxing among our forums to pass the time. We'd met him in person on his own home turf when visiting Germany for Gamescom and even had him come out to Seattle to help us with a community summit. Every exchange was positive, inspiring, and heartfelt. His love for this community was immeasurable. You could tell with every exchange how wonderful, unique, and passionate he was, and how much of an inspiration he could be, not only to us at Bungie, but to players of our worldwide community. Definitely 07 in chat, Lep707 in the chat, for sure. It's very sad. It's very sad. Thank you for everything, Seraphim. You are loved. You are missed. We hope you are able to rest well, and we are sending our love to your family. That was nice. Much love, DMG04, aka Dylan. Anyway, that's the whole TWAB. Thank you for sticking through to the very end. Subscribe if you are new. Hope you found that informative. We are over on the Twitch channel live right now talking about the contents of the TWAB. Feel free to swing by. And don't forget to check out our brand new revamped Patreon page. Everything is redone. There are new tiers, new rewards, and you can get your name in the credits of future YouTube videos at any tier, even for $1.50. Might be crazy for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.